Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are in Moncton, New Brunswick for All Out Poker's Rebuy and Add-on Tournament. Let's get into some action. We have some brand new faces and some familiar faces at this final table. The blinds are 3,000, 6,000 with a 6,000 big blind ante. Action is to Marcel, who folds 7-5. Moving all the way down here to Katie, who ends up with ace-king. Certainly not a bad way to start this final table.
Katie comes out firing.
Looks like it's getting folded around to the big blind here. Jeremy with king 4, he calls. He's going to defend that big blind. Jeremy certainly isn't a player to back down from a fight. Katie hits her ace. Both players have a gut shot looking for a jack. We see that 2 jacks are grayed out, meaning that 2 have been folded and are no longer in play. Jeremy's going to need some help here. A possible spade on the turn would give him a backdoor flush draw. And there's the jack. Not a great card for Katie, even though she'll be comfortable in this pot, not wanting to see a spade on the river. Both players have the nuts here. An all-in and a call. It's going to split this pot up. Everybody loves a chop pot, except the person who was actually ahead before it happened. While the dealer splits that up, let's take a look at the chip stacks here. We end up having Brad, who is at 29% of the chips on the table at 335,000. Katie's in second place. Everybody else seems to be floating around that 15 big blind to 10 big blind mark, except poor Jason, who's down to 7 big blinds. One double up from any of these short stacks, though, could completely change the direction of this game. Looks like the dealer here is having a little bit of a hard time with the tablet.
Takes me a bit to get into the groove here, so we should have enough on the bird.
So actions to Katie here, who ends up min raising to 12. It's like Jason says, enough is enough. Time to put it all in. He's got ace jack. Looks like it's getting folded around to Katie. The dealer catch up with the graphics here. Katie calls. Jason's ahead here. It's really a best case scenario for him being short stack at the table.
Yes, you too, birdie.
Both players hit an ace. Just has to dodge an 8. Jason doubles up. Just what he needed in the nick of time.
How much did you get to this 45?
Yeah, 45.
Okay. Don't we take up for it to start? Oh. That's good.
It's like Mark wakes up with pocket 10s. Min raises to 12. Action gets folded around to Tim here. It's up to the big blind now. Jason with queen 4. He's just going to throw it away. All right, let's just move into the next hand. Mark is now under the gun. Wakes up with queen jack suited now. Looks like he just limps in. Looks like Marcel shoves all in. He's got ace-8 suited. Action is getting folded around to the big stack and the big blind. And he folds. Looks like Mark is contemplating a call. It's actually not a bad spot for him at all. And he makes the call. We got an all-in situation here. Marcel's ace-8 suited versus queen-jack suited. A queen. First card to come out. Marcel's going to need some help. And he doesn't get there. He got it in the best scenario he could. But Marcel ends up leading here with a 9th place finish. Certainly can't be upset about that spot. Got yourself in good with basically a coin flip situation. Let's see which short stack is going to be next. Moving into the next hand. Looks like action's getting folded over to Jason on the button. Now it's just up to the 2 big stacks at the table. Brad wakes up with pocket 10s in the small blind. Makes it 15,000 and Mark quickly calls. Who's got queen jack suited again. Mark completely missed. Brad goes with that continuation bet. Mark lets it go.
100%.
So if you're gonna make something, everything costs money.
Yeah.
Actions to Tim here.
You have a supplement.
He's got pocket 7s under the gun.
I something I was actually talking to my mom about Christmas. But
Looks like he's reaching for some chips,
I don't really want
but decides to call.
There's a Epson printer that you can usually pick up for right around $400 that converts to sublimation.
to. I think it was up to like 600, the one that I was looking at.
Looks like it's getting folded around here to the blinds.
Oh, do you really? Do you like it? Yeah.
Yeah,
He may end up just taking down this pot.
check.
He's got Katie crushed.
I probably should dig it out and clean it, 'cause it's probably all going to
Not a great flop for either of these players. One of them's probably going to take a stab at it. 4 hearts down there now.
And most good sweaters should be easily $100.
I'm looking for like I don't.
go and check, check.
Maybe it depends what my calls are gonna be.
Looks like Tim's 7s are just going to take it. Any bet there from either of those players would have took down that pot.
Especially if you're gonna have a beat, so. It should be good.
Looks like Jason's under the gun now. Looks like we're having a little bit of a card read error.
If it's not working for Tim, can you move him to seat 10?
Dealer's trying to figure out a workaround.
We'll see. I'll see if it does it again.
Wait,
It
mine-
could just be the way that I did.
Did mine go good?
No.
That little beep in the background is 1 minute till blinds are up.
That's 71,000.
Jason decides this is the time. Shoves it all in with ace-7 suited. Brad wakes up with ace-queen. But he lets it go. Jason just takes down the blinds. Brad must have been putting Jason on a big hand.
366.
Okay, so it's full. Everybody folded?
He's probably going to be shooting himself in the foot once he sees that fold.
Sorry, this is being a little bit more finicky than
It's all good, man.
See our chip counts here. Brad's trying to remain the big stack at the table. Mark is now in second place. But we now have some players still hovering around that 10 big blind mark.
96.
all in to 75.
Sean decides it's time to put it all in here with ace jack.
Working good.
Looks like it's getting folded around. Folded around to the blinds. Trying to see here what Jason has. Jason's got ace-7. He's a pretty short stack at the table as well. He lets it go.
It's good again.
Like I said,
Sean ends up taking down that last pot, but now he's big blind. It's time for Jeremy. He shoves all in with ace-10.
Like our setup.
We got a lot of all-ins here at this final table. Quack, quack. Jason says no thanks. Chucks away the twos.
Last week before COVID hit, and they were gonna sell the house. Then COVID hit, and they're like,
It's like Jeremy, man, just taking down the blinds.
So we've just been there ever since.
You got adjusted time pretty.
That's the problem.
You know?
That's the problem. Now, if you knew the market was gonna crash and time it,
Yeah.
sell it.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, it's
Looks like the players are playing quite
it
tight.
is like
No one's really going after those
straight.
blinds and antes.
Right, guys, I'm all in.
Good luck, brother.
Except the short stacks. He shoves all in with pocket sixes here.
Well, all in.
Jason wakes up with pocket jacks. He shoves all in. Seems like we have an all-in situation with every single hand here. Looks like Sean is thinking. He's got pocket nines.
We got Reddit looking at you.
What a tough spot for Sean here. He's also short stack.
I'm still thinking. I think that one
take
hand
your
that you
time,
had
bro.
that you won ended up giving.
But getting yourself into a multi-way all-in here with pocket nines.
Oh, right.
Certainly not the most ideal situation.
Right. You could always.
I didn't enter it in the tab
Dave,
for that one.
you can pause.
Curious to know what he's going to do here.
No.
It's
It's good.
He lets it go.
Good luck,
What a great fold from Sean.
I got sixes.
He's going to be happy about that fold once he sees Jason's jacks.
I'm taking Timmy. I'm taking Timmy.
Tim's going to need some help on this flop.
I know, man. Jackson.
And there it is. He hits a six.
Bro.
Unreal.
Even.
How unlucky for Jason. He's looking for a jack.
No?
And he doesn't get it. Tim doubles up off Jason.
You're still left with like a
One
couple
net.
deal.
Yes, one K left.
Nice pocket nines. Wow.
Pocket nines would have hit an open-ended on that flop.
Nice hand. Did you get pocket nines, really?
Yeah. Good fold.
I might have just closed my eyes and put it in.
It was close, man.
Tim must be pretty ecstatic about that double up.
Okay, so Brad,
It's like-
that's 14.
Brad's starting to
Just put
It's
it-
got-
throw some chips into this pot.
Can you just put your cards up?
Makes an under-the-gun bet here with King Jack offsuit.
You said you went 16, Brad?
16. You can just put him in as 10.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. He can still. Oh, I can't go from like.
It's like Tim calls with his new chips.
No, but you can use that reader
It's like the graphics not showing his hand here.
software.
It's like it's getting folded around to Jason here in the big blind. It's got Queen 10 offsuit.
I don't know. I'm not so lucky with the reader.
I just said,
I'll take
oops.
Looks like
I just said,
he's gonna
oops.
make the call.
I knew I was way behind.
3 ways to this flop.
Yeah, you're like bad timing.
Bad timing, yeah, that's what I said.
Looks like Brad's got the best hand with a jack. Although we still don't know what Tim has. Brad makes a continuation bet.
What is it, 14?
What do you guys think Tim would have in this situation? Looks like he's contemplating a call here. Or maybe he's going to shove. He's got 150K behind. This pot is already 74K. And he calls. Actions to Jason here. He's got a gut shot. With a backdoor club draw. Looks like he makes the call as well. Going to a turn. 7 doesn't look like it helps anybody. Brad must be worried that somebody might have an ace here.
100 and something.
Yep.
But he's eyeing the short stacks here.
Okay.
Yep.
Check, check. Tim quickly checks. Brad's probably wondering why somebody would check an ace in that spot. Might actually think his jack is good here. I'm gonna make a guess saying Tim might be just chasing a flush draw. Jason shoves all in. He's gonna try to take a stab at this pot. He's got 48K all in.
That's the best thing about this tablet is being able to tell people.
Brad's in an interesting situation here. Doesn't, and he makes the call. Brad takes down that pot, eliminating Jason in 8th place. Jason just tried to make something happen at the end to try to maybe take down that pot. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Look at Brad here. He's got 40% of the chips on the table now with 464K. Jason down at the bottom is down to 1 big blind. Is in terrible shape. But as they say, a chip in a chair. That's all you need.
You're good, bro. That hand started terribly too.
Looks like Tim limps in.
Didn't realize the blinds went up.
Blinds are 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante. Jason shoves his remaining 12K in with pocket threes.
74? Yeah.
You guys are battling.
He's got to put in 12. He can win
Looks
this.
like Jeremy shoves all in behind, giving him some protection with pocket fives.
Good luck, boys.
Looks like Tim folds.
Oh.
Not a great situation for Jason here. He's going to need some help on this flop. He's going to be looking for a 3. And there it is, right in the window. He hits a set of 3s. There's a diamond draw on the turn for Jeremy, and he gets it there. Unbelievable. Jeremy hits runner diamond, eliminating Jason in 7th place.
So now we're
Wow.
at 6, so are we...
That's an unfortunate way to go, especially hitting that set right on the flop. The short stacks are getting picked away at this tournament. We are now down to 6-handed.
No, it's 4 now. It's 8.
The big blind ante is now cut in half as per the house rules.
Just 2 seconds ago.
So we're now 4,000, 8,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante. It's like actions gets folded to the blinds to go check, check. Both players checking the flop.
Check.
Check.
Brad's got a queen diamond draw.
More diamonds. Check.
Mark hits his jack. He's going to take a stab at it. Makes it 12K. It shows the jack.
Yeah, I
Takes
bought
down the blinds.
My table on Amazon when I was remaking it there. And it wasn't expensive for the speed cloth, actually. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Good luck, bro.
Sean says it's time to put it all in here with Jack 9 suited. 70K. He's under 10 big blinds.
70,000 total.
Action is to the big stacks behind him. Brad folds the ace 3, leaving it to the blinds. And the blinds just fold. Sean picks up 16K from that pot. I'm sure he's certainly not complaining. These blinds and antes are great to try to steal. Good way to build your stack. Looks like the big stack at the table
18?
9-7 suited makes it 18. He's going after those blinds and antes now. Is Tim going to let him get away with it? No, he is not. He defends with the ace-5 offsuit. Brad has position here, though. Brad hits an open-ended. Tim hits bottom pair. Goes check, check.
15.
Brad, continuation bet here. Tim's not going to let him get away with it that easy. Fourth diamond comes down. Brad's not slowing down, though. He looks like he's grabbing a handful of chips.
Twice.
Looks like Brad's going to take down the pot. Making Tim fold the best hand.
Put the blinds in, put the blinds in.
A lot of scare cards out there. Looks like action's getting folded to Mark here. Nice little suited one-gapper here. Just limps in. Katie on the button, wakes up with pocket kings. Makes it 25K to go. Sean folds the big blind.
That's why she's the best, bud. That's why
Mark
she's
does
the
not
best.
continue. Katie takes down the pot with pocket kings.
Yeah, right.
It's originally what I wanted to do, but then I screwed up my design. So. Oh, shoot.
Looks like Brad's under the gun here.
We are
24.
Looks like
24,000.
Looks like Brad makes a bet, 24K. King 10 offsuit. Really taking advantage of his big sack at this table. Mark, flat calls with ace queen behind him. Jeremy with ace king goes all in.
5.5.
That's going to put Brad in a weird spot.
It doesn't include the big one.
I don't think he can make the call here. A player behind him, the two big stacks at the table. Brad lets it go.
Yeah.
I don't think Mark's going to be able to get away from it, though. Looks like he is thinking about the decision, though. Must think he's beat.
Look,
Oh, we got an ace-king versus ace-queen situation here. Great spot for Jeremy to double up in here. Mark is looking for a queen. He doesn't get it. Jeremy doubles up. Looks like it puts Jeremy now in second place in chips, 244K. Brad is still dominating the table with 40% of the chips on there. Actions to Mark. Looks like he folds the 9-6 suited. Katie's got 9-8 suited. Looks like he fires out 20K. Tim wakes up with ace-king suited. Puts his remaining stack in there for 87K. Katie looks like she has a little smirk on her face. Probably regrets putting that 20K in there. Nope, she lets it go. Tim takes down a nice sized pot. Uncontested.
That's a good fold.
Ooh, Katie gets pocket jacks. The Johnny's makes it 20K. Looks like action's getting folded down around to the big stacks at the table. Brad folds in the small blind. Actions to Mark. He lets it go as well. Katie takes down the blinds. Most people wouldn't complain about
Balls, man.
getting everybody to fold with jacks there.
Sometimes the absolute air and-
Tim, the next hand here, Tim gets ace queen suited.
50,000 bets.
Makes it 50K to go.
Good luck,
Sean decides this is time. Puts it in with the nines.
Timmy's for sure folding. Timmy's for sure folding.
Tim snap calls. Got ourselves a race.
Max Penny. Oh, well, spades are.
Sean's just got to dodge an ace or a queen here.
I had 2 5.
Ooh, an ace in the window.
Clubs are a sweat.
He's looking for a 9. Ooh, a double ace, still looking for a 9. Doesn't get it. Sean gets eliminated in 6th place. We are now on the money bubble.
It's too short.
That nice little double up for Tim makes him 21 big blinds. Mark is now down to the shortest stack at the table at 10 big blinds. Actions to Brad here. Makes it 25 to go. Pocket queens. Is he going to get any action? Tim makes the call with pocket sixes again. Hoping for that 6 on the flop. Can he get it? No, he doesn't. Imagine Brad's probably still going to take a stab at this. Makes it 20K. Tim lets it go. It's a great spot to continuation bet.
Yep. Bad round. You got it. Well, that's like you got it in bad there, but then you go run a flush. It's just
Yeah. Can't wait to show you.
Jeremy making jokes about eliminating Jason earlier with the backdoor flush.
That is gonna be a highlight, yeah, so.
22.
I love it.
It's like Mark makes it 22 with ace 10 suited.
It's gonna be, I'm gonna rub this into the rest of your life, man.
I read them bad.
I'm sure he certainly won't be complaining about taking down those blinds.
Top set. They'll let you hang yourself a little bit.
You're right. Good call. Good call. Hung myself really good against you.
They're on the money bubble. Looks like the players are playing a little bit tight,
Remember that when I flopped this boat? Well, I
trying to
actually
get
got
into the money.
We had ace queen, I had trips. I flopped the boat, you had trips and flop.
Jeremy makes it 40K from the small blind.
I should have been home by.
You might have that.
Yeah.
Takes down Brad's big blind.
When I turned it over, you went, wow. I was like, yeah.
You're like, I got a boat. I'm like, me too. What boat do you have?
Yeah, right now. The lower one. You had the yacht one, I had both.
Yeah.
It's like the big stack is going up against the small stack.
Community. Check.
Brad hit a pair of 8s. Mark is the top pair. Mark fires out 17. Brad's not going anywhere. Ooh, Brad hits 3 8s on the turn. Looks like he's trying to trap. Brad fires out 35 here. Mark quickly calls. He's going to get the bad news here. Now he's going to be even shorter at the table.
Oh, geez, that's a It only takes like a second,
Mark going to put it in here. Nope, he just gives it away.
I was too.
Katie, I'm sure, is happy to take down that pot. She had 9-3 suited.
Short, right? So pumping it in, I'm folding. Better than hang fold. What? They didn't win. Sorry.
Yep.
It's Looks like we got a blind versus blind action here. Two terrible hands. 5-3 suited versus 7-2. 7-2 is actually ahead. Katie spikes the 3. She checks. Tim open folds.
He's not gonna fight Katie.
Said was, oh, I'd love to have Mike. He can come play at my home game
Oh
anytime.
yeah.
Right? It
Well,
was,
there's a mic at every home game though. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I assume we're talking about the same money.
Yeah.
Katie on the button. Makes it 20K to go. Ace 2 suited. Blinds are 5 and 10K with a 5K big blind ante. Looks like Tim flats with his 10s. We're going to a flop. Ooh, Katie hits a flush draw, but Jeremy flops a straight. Tim's got an overpair. What a pot this is going to turn out to be. Jeremy fires out 20K. Katie calls. Tim calls. A big pot brewing here. There's the spade on the turn. Katie hits her nut flush. Looks like she's gonna trap behind. Second jack comes down here. Looks like Tim's gonna take a stab at it with his pocket tens. Fires out 30K. Jeremy calls. Katie with the best hand. Also has the check mark here. Goes for some raising chips. Looks like she makes it 100K.
7, 8, 9, 100,000.
There's the buzzer. Blinds are going up. Next hand to 10 and 20,000 with a 10K big blind ante. I'm wondering if that might influence Tim's decision here. Three-way, multi-way pot. And Jeremy's stacking his chips too. That's going to be a tough spot for Jeremy as well. Katie may end up getting paid off here. Looks like Tim is really thinking about a call. He must not be putting Katie on anything. Looking to try to steal this pot. And Tim calls with pocket tens. Jeremy quickly folds.
Honestly, Katie,
Tim's going to get the bad news here.
thought you had
Katie takes down a nice 355K pot. Now putting Katie in second place. Really not far behind Brad at all.
overlooking like your
Tim is now down to 2 big blinds on the money bubble. Mark is down to 5 big blinds.
votes came in.
Looks like both these players are going to be fighting for that money spot. Who's going to get eliminated first?
I should have put it there. Sorry, I know it's a pain in the ass.
So my Amy is.
Looks like it's getting folded around to the blinds.
We're gonna do it again,
It
man.
is 158,000.
Jeremy shoves all in with ace jack.
I looked at the first one last time too. Is the exact same one. It's super fucking good.
Jeremy's been really putting the pressure on the big blind. And big stack at the table.
You're gonna be. Yeah.
King one.
Brad ends up letting it go. Jeremy takes down that last pot.
That was really short.
Looks like Brad's got jack 10 suited.
All in, bro.
Shoves all in on Mark. This could be it. Mark's got ace 2.
500,000.
Coin flip situation. He lets it go. Mark folds the ace 2. Brad ends up taking down that pot. Must be really counting on Tim getting eliminated here.
It's time.
Tim shoves all in with pocket sixes for the third time this tournament.
I feel like it should be.
It's time.
Action is to Mark. He's got ace jack.
Whoa!
Flips up his cards thinking it was just heads up.
You call?
I got a pair.
Are you serious?
Mark ends up calling Tim's all in. Mark's got him covered.
Never seen a pair.
Wow. Alright, so
Not this time, dog. It's not coming this time.
No?
I don't think it'll this time.
This could be it.
Good luck,
and then
man.
he's gotta call whatever that is.
Good luck, man.
You gotta call whatever that is there.
This is probably close to what I got.
Yeah.
What is going to happen on this flop? Mark does not hit an ace or a jack. Tim is still ahead.
Name low one time. Yes, sir.
Tim wins that pot.
26, eh?
Mark is now in absolute terrible shape.
Should I share it again?
Yeah. But you get the button.
Yeah, you can see some hands.
Looks like Mark can't even really cover the big blind ante.
Yes, sir. I was. For 26 grand? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think the blinds would be alive next hand, right? I mean, I'm at the mercy of the blinds. I think I would have shoved with 9 10 suited. Maybe not.
Actions to Brad here. I think he makes it 28 to go. Mark ends up folding.
It's not a fun thing.
Brad's just going to take down that pot. Yeah, you can see Mark is down to less than one big blind.
What's that? Oh,
That's 6K. Tim is really not in great shape himself. 4 big blinds.
Yeah, to me, I thought you were gonna fold there, bro.
Should have, buddy. No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
better
thought-
than that. I know better than that.
I should have folded about 30.
Players are really trying to bide their time. They don't want to hit that money bubble.
It wasn't enough.
They don't want to be the ones to burst it.
I'm thinking I got Tim B.
Absolutely.
The Katie's going to put some pressure. Ace 4 suited.
And in my head, it's, when you call it 30.
Actions to Jeremy here.
He's calling 30. He's got something.
8-6 suited.
My 10's that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you called that with him in mind too. That's
Jeremy's going to defend his big blind.
okay, and then she pushed it anyway. Got him all by my hand. She never called that.
Jeremy spikes an 8. Looks like Katie's going to check behind.
I'll be on Reddit next week.
that's alright.
This fucking guy.
No, those
Katie finally takes a stab at it here for 15K. Jeremy calls. Ooh, 4 clubs down there.
8-5.
Katie checks behind. Jeremy takes down this pot with a pair of 8s. 92K pot.
His big blind.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. For you.
Okay, 6. Good luck, brother.
It's like Mark decides now's the time. King 9 offsuit. It's like Katie decides to make it 30K. Give him a little bit of protection.
I fold.
It's like it gets folded around. Here we go. Mark is not going to like this situation, but it's the best he can do.
What for me? She's got to put in 6.
She gets the ante for sure too. And
No, the ante's dead. It goes to him.
Annie's
Yeah.
wherever the.
He can win
hand
my.
goes.
He can win 12 from here, 6 from there.
Take a
and then-
9.
they do it this one way.
One time.
Here we go. Mark is looking for a 9.
Oh my god.
He does not get it. There's a flush draw instead for Katie, eliminating some of Mark's outs. And he does not get it. Katie ends up eliminating Mark in 5th place and bursting that money bubble. Tim has guaranteed him a spot in the money. He's down to 3 big blinds. He managed to hold on.
That has not happened.
I'm willing to bet it won't be long before he puts it all in.
You wait here, I'm like, why do I even?
I think this could be it. He's got ace 3 suited.
All those other.
Pretty half decent hand.
52.
There we go. 52K in the pot.
Might be 56.
Is Katie just going to give it away to him?
What's that 5 in there? Oh, that's the blind.
She's already got 12K in the pot. And she folds. Tim wins the blinds. It's like he still has a shot. Looks like the players are leaving it up to Katie again. Looks like Katie just flat calls. Tim checks. Katie hits a pair of sixes. Going check, check. Katie fires 15. Tim lets it go. See our aggression frequency here. Katie is the most aggressive at this table. Brad is not far behind with 38%. Tim is 32%. Believe it or not, actually looking at it now, players are relatively even for the aggression. So Katie's putting some pressure on the button. Makes it 25 to go.
First hand I raised it messed up.
So Jeremy defends again. He's got a great hand. Queen 10 suited. Two clubs come down on the board. Jeremy lets the pre-flop better continue the action here with a 15K bet. Going to a turn. 5 doesn't help Jeremy. He's got a ton of outs though. You'll see up at the top here, 20 outs. Pretty much fills up the entire screen with outs. Doesn't get there though. Katie ends up with the check mark.
That's 50,000.
Jeremy looks like he fires out a 50K bet. I don't know if Katie's going to be able to make the call here. She's got queen high. Great bet by Jeremy. It's looking like Katie's actually thinking about making a call here. Unless she's going for a raise. No, she makes the call. Unbelievable. What an incredible call from Katie. Makes the call with queen high and a jack kicker. And the jack plays. Unbelievable.
She's so bad.
Fantastic call from Katie.
What a call. That was better than mine. Way to show me.
Unbelievable. That has to be the hand of the night. What a hero call. That must intimidate the players a little bit. Katie is on her game tonight.
Everybody's always like, good call.
ace
Oh
and
yeah,
nothing.
it is when I'm right, eh? 25.
Blinds are going up. Next hand. 8 and 16,000. Katie's putting some more pressure here with ace 9. She wins the blinds.
No, it's not. That's what else they're telling us.
Moving to the next hand here. Jeremy shoves all in. King, queen offsuit. Quick actions to Katie again here. Who just lets it go. Imagine we'll see what they had here when the dealer catches up with the action.
24 to me. Yeah.
4-2 and a jack 10. Jeremy takes down the last hand of blinds. Brad's on the button. King 9 offsuit.
35.
Makes it 35 to go. Katie lets go the King 10 offsuit. Tim's counting out his chips. Got to think he's invested here. I mean, he's got 28K in his stack.
Heads up, right?
Me and you.
Got the lucky queen right now, buddy.
Oh,
Started off good, big fella. Started off good.
It hit all
I got the
night.
diaper on the bottom. You got the diaper on the bottom, bud.
Oh, Tim's going to let it go.
Yeah.
Going to try to get himself into a better situation. See, Tim's down to one big blind now.
Question.
It's well, basically two big blinds. If you think about it, he's at 28K.
Not that dirty deuce.
There's a doing spot at the bottom. No.
It's like 12 more.
Maybe.
Absolutely not. Maybe.
Brad, 10-9 suited.
35.
It's a fun hand to play. Makes it 35 to go.
I'm not folding 28 now.
Is he going to win the blinds here? It's looking like it.
You only put 4 in?
Small blind.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
Oh, it's 8. I'm sorry.
Oh, Tim trying to get a discount.
This one's red.
Can't get it past the dealer, though.
Yes, Tim.
You would have hit anyway.
Oh.
It's not time.
It's not time.
I was just trying to
The
hold
time?
It was definitely a good fold.
Oh, Jeremy wakes up with pocket kings.
Or what anybody tells you, I think it was a good fold.
You go, we can look together.
Ooh, putting some pressure on the big blind again. This is the third time I think we've seen him do this in the small blind. Brad must be getting fed up.
Correct. 20.
Looks like Brad calls with 7-4 offsuit. Fortunately, it's a terrible time for him. Jeremy actually wound up with a hand. Unbelievable. Brad hits 2 pair. Oh my goodness. Jeremy is in a terrible spot now. He's going to need the board to pair with a 10 or a king.
Call.
Shoves all in, and Brad quickly calls.
Oh my god.
Four.
Jeremy's going to be disgusted with that.
Oh, shit, it's jammed again.
Jeremy's going to need some help.
Yeah. Look, bro.
Tim must be loving this spot.
GG, bro.
No, 4 clubs come down, though.
It was just the main click I had to.
Jeremy gets eliminated in 4th place, and he takes home $180.
You're welcome, Timmy.
Tim, with 1 big blind, manages to get a money jump to 3rd place. Surely he can't hang on any longer.
Yeah.
20K in his stack. Blinds are 8 and 16K.
Squeeze 'em. Let me squeeze 'em.
Is it time, Timmy?
An 8,000 big blind ante.
It's time.
It's
It's time, everybody.
So I owe 12, right?
Tim shoves all in for his remaining 20K stack.
Time. He over the top.
Surely the players are not going to fold here. I would be disappointed if I seen a fold.
Let me double check the Jack Links here.
Jack Links, yeah.
Got a 3-way pot.
I bust Katie and Tim somehow survived.
Brad's not wrong.
Yeah.
Looks like Brad hits a pair of 7s. Tim's going to need some help. He doesn't get there.
King high.
7, 7, 6.
Brad takes down the pot, eliminating Tim in 3rd place. His patience certainly paid off, gaining him an extra $120 compared to 4th.
Second, or,
Ends up getting paid out a total of $300.
$850 for first, $600 for second. Tim gets
$850 for first place, $600 for second. We are now heads up. Brad has the chip lead with 62% of the chips, 730K. Katie is not far behind, 38%. Brad's basically got a 2-to-1 chip lead, almost.
if Dave doesn't mind.
There's no wasted time here. We're moving right into this first hand, heads up.
Oh, yep, sorry. We just-
Katie with the diaper.
One on top of the other?
I can read Omaha hands too.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen some of the videos you did with them.
Looks like she flats on the button. Brad checks behind.
It's from
Check.
check.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Kings there.
Both players must still be getting a little bit of a feel for each other. Heads up. Game completely changes with 2 players. Brad calling with Jack high here.
Okay.
Looking for a 10.
Very cute.
Katie gets there on the river.
You were right.
Look at that. The dirty diaper gets there.
The old diaper.
That might still be something.
It's Brad's turn now.
Yeah, don't forget about accessories.
See what he does here on the button.
You might need to move your chips.
Yeah, actually, let's do that before I do anything because I apologize.
That's okay. All good.
Cool.
It's like Brad's gonna flat on the button. Here we go. We're going to see a flop. It's not a bad flop for heads up. Gonna play it a little bit passive though.
Check.
And the king comes down on the river, making it a split pot. Sorry, I tried to make that as exciting as I could.
Just chop her, Amy.
Everybody loves a chop pot.
Oh,
First
yeah.
one to forget for
Poor Amy.
the stream.
Yeah. Right?
Move into the next hand.
I wanted to.
Hand number 3 heads up. Katie gets aces on the button.
Donations they brought in, I would put 50% of it in the next pot. So if somebody said like, I'm donating $100, I'm putting a $50 in the next pot and watch the guys just fight over it. That's
like
kind of the way I
Katie's
wanted
gonna
to play. It helps kind of pay the
min
player
raise here.
more money than they do.
Close to it. Making it 35.
Originally what the plan was, but it's just not.
I mean, at the end of the day, you made a major investment ahead of time.
Cool.
Build all of this.
Yeah.
And then recoup your money slowly. by-
Brad's not getting away that easy.
You know?
Hopefully now we're going to start seeing some fights over these
It
pots.
cost me roughly $4,500.
Yeah, plus your time or including your
Not
time?
including my time,
Right.
just
Pretty dry board.
so, and that's like not even including any of the video equipment at all, so, and my computer, so.
25 bet from Katie. Really trying to induce a call here. Brad's not putting any more money in that pot.
I was looking to check raise there. The penny on the
The
cards.
chips and stuff, I would say. I try not to bend them and lift them if I can, but
Yeah.
depending
It's-
on where
it's
you're
not a-
sitting.
I'm bending them probably the most. If anyone's gonna damage it, it's gonna be me. So, I wouldn't worry.
Brad 7-4. Katie King 2.
This one has lasted the longest. This is the China one I ordered from China, from this new supplier out there.
And now-
Katie with the best hand with King High.
Say a couple cards went down and that one, can you replace those couple?
Going check,
cards?
check.
This one,
There's Katie's King.
this deck specifically, if a card.
Trying to induce a bet from Brad here, and it's going to work.
I only bought one as a sample.
Brad makes it 20K.
That is 20,000.
Katie calls. Katie's already got the check mark. Brad's going to have to try to bluff to win this pot. Is he going to take another stab at it? And he does.
That is 50,000.
Looks like he makes it 50K. Any jack here gives anyone a straight. Katie lets it go.
Yeah.
Brad bluffs that pot,
That guy doesn't he play from Montreal?
making Katie fold the best hand.
Yeah, I can't, like, and the fact China's is gonna be cheaper, it's gonna cost me, I think, like $60 per deck. And that's like after shipping, after.
So that's half of what you have to buy for the.
Katie, good old jack 6.
It's just,
Jack junk.
yeah.
Flats on the button.
Honestly, I could probably send those back.
Brad's got pocket
I
twos.
have to buy, like, it's like $1,100 for me to buy it. I gotta buy 20 decks.
It's time to
The price that they
bump
gave
it
me.
up. Katie just quickly folds.
But,
Brad taking down another pot.
sorry, guys.
Okay.
Quick now.
So it's a no-brainer. And I'm just gonna tell the guy from Australia, say, listen, your decks just aren't lasting long. He'll probably, offer to replace them and just try to keep them as a customer.
Brad's flatting on the button. I'm surprised we're not seeing more button bets pre-flop.
That's 30.
Katie makes it
That's 30 on top of your big.
Yeah.
30 more to go.
46.
So I could never be a dealer.
Katie hits 3 jacks. Brad with king high.
That is 25.
King high still not a bad hand to have in this situation. Although Katie has hit that flop. This is certainly not going to work out for Brad at all. He's looking for runner here, and he's not going to get it. Katie just got a flush draw on the turn. Getting even better for her. She doesn't need it, though. Makes it 85. It's a pretty sizable bet. And Brad's grabbing chips. He 3-bets 200K. Katie, there he goes, puts it all in. Brad's going to be disappointed with that. Imagine he's going to let it go quickly. It's a very sizable pot for Katie.
We're trying to snap
Imagine that's going to put her in the chip lead.
I can't wait to see that one on the stream.
63% of the chips on the table now. Pretty much a 2-to-1 chip lead for Katie now. The tables have turned.
They're up.
10, 20, 10, 10.
On the game, there is literally no incentive to ever put money in the pot with anything except aces. Like mathematically,
Katie's now on the button here with Queen Jack.
Except
Yeah.
aces,
Yeah.
without the ante.
Yeah. You must watch all the Philadelphia. You're at 10, 20.
Blinds are now up 10 and 20K with a 10K big blind ante. She makes it 40 to go. Brad gets pocket tens. Ends up 3-betting. Looking like 100K. Katie just lets it go. Solid 3-bet from Brad.
Moved it to me and then I moved it back.
Really putting the pressure onto Katie.
40.
You had your blind in correctly though.
Brad, we're starting to see this game pick up a little bit. Brad making it 40 to go on the button. Katie's folding the Brunson.
No.
On the screen, so you have like 10 things of people's hands, and it's hard to look at who have what.
I noticed now a lot of TV ones.
Ooh, ace-9 for Katie on the button
Especially
now.
when there's a lot of players. They won't show the first few that fold. Like if they just like rapid fold.
Makes it 50K to go.
Yeah. A lot of them just show the highlight hands.
Brad's 9-6.
What are they doing for the last cash
He's going to defend.
game? Boring.
Well, you get to realize, like after you watch a few, I realized this a long time ago. What you see on TV, that's not how it's going on. Because not every hand can be a blockbuster game. Like it's impossible.
Katie's still with the best hand here with ace high.
I sat there when I watched TV poker and be like, hey, blind.
Another dry board.
Made him think about, hero calling that.
She makes it 35.
What we don't see is all
You guys
the
know what that
little-
flop's called?
2-4 queen.
420.
Brad's throwing some 420 knowledge at us.
420 flop. There's a sign. Get out.
See, Katie's just trying to build up that stack a little more. She still has the,
because, like,
well, practically a 2-to-1 chip lead.
Well, actually, and it's like a good buzz. It's not like overwhelming or anything.
Oh, it'd be so much more convenient, like I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have to freeze my ass.
Brad's got a nice little ace-4 suited here on the button.
Window and having a couple puffs off of that, but I can't do that with a cigarette.
40.
Min raises to 40. Katie quickly calls here with 10-7 offsuit. Brad nailing 2-pair on that flop. It's gonna fire out a nice little bet, 50K. Katie mumbling to herself, saying she doesn't even have a back door.
It was the nuts.
Fucking
There's not one half tonight. I thought you were.
Nice little dirty diaper again here for Katie.
Think
Oh,
you're
I'm
full
full
of
of-
shit,
I'm
or
full
they
of-
know you're full of
Well,
shit?
I mean, I feel like
Those are different.
I feel like I'm not full of shit more than I'm not.
Brad, another
full of shit.
ace suited here. Ace 2.
30 more.
No, I have third.
That would make.
Has Katie crushed. Katie's just throwing it away this time.
Yep. I just have to press a button and say all in. It tells me what their stack size is, but it tells
Brad,
me what their
nice
preferred
suited
stack
connector
is.
here.
So if they put money into the pot, it's
Limps
not
in on the
gonna
button.
be accurate.
Katie's gonna give him a nice little free
That's
flop.
the learning curve to it, because
Oh, yeah.
there's no instruction to really.
No, you have to figure all this shit out with yourself.
Yeah.
Katie's got the king. Brad hit bottom pair.
So it's one trial and error. And
Might see a little bit more action here. Katie making it 35 to go. Brad calls. Jack doesn't help anybody. Brad only has 5 outs here. He needs a 6 or a 5. Hopefully get 2 pair on Katie. May end up getting paid off.
75.
75K bet. It's a pretty decent sized bet. Brad's probably going to get rid of bottom pair here. Which he does. Katie collecting some more chips.
Wait to go watch this back.
I love
He's got
watching.
700K now.
Earlier, I'm on
And
the
are
bubble. I'm
uncomfortable
trying to
because it
hold
doesn't
on.
happen as
Mhm.
much.
What, you mean short-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
that was
it's
me
not
for a
like-
long time.
They don't do it as much, so they're not.
Well, I think with like spinning goes and stuff like that, you like personally.
80, got a
I
king
play
two
a
suited
lot
here.
more heads up because of the-
Makes it 50 to go.
Yeah.
Brad wakes up with pocket kings. In the big blind.
140.
3 bets to 140. I'm curious to know what Katie's thinking here. Wondering if Brad's just trying to make a move, or maybe if he actually has a decent hand. And she calls, we're going to see a flop. Little does she know that she is absolutely crushed here with Brad having kings. And the flop does not help her whatsoever. She's going to need runner to try to take down this pot. Brad fires out 100K. Brad was trying to extract some value. See, our pre-flop raises here. Katie is right around 32%. Brad is at 29. Seems pretty even here.
It was a good one.
That may be a stat for the entire tournament,
Did
though.
the card show up?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Brad showed up.
He's got it.
I don't see hers though.
Yeah, it's because I gotta wait for his action.
Oh, okay.
So that is.
So Brad's flatting on the button.
Should show up now.
Yep.
Okay, it's all working.
Yep.
I'm just happy
Fancy.
to raise.
Doing a little system check here while we're playing this heads up.
I did.
Oh,
Wait.
Give me some peace of mind. We don't want to run into any kind of problems here.
That's what I was
That
wondering.
would be
what's taking so long.
disastrous.
You just have to check or
I
Brad's
was
trying to get
trying to
discount.
call
Yeah,
this,
100%.
I'm like, I'm sure that I.
rebates. I want rebates.
Ooh, Katie hits a queen. Brad hits bottom pair again. It's going check.
Bet is 25.
25. Brad is not going anywhere. Needs a 10 or a 4. There's the 4. Brad hits trip 4s on the river. Gonna see how much value he can extract from Katie here.
It's 35.
Katie makes it 35. Certainly Brad is going to make a 3-bet here, but how much?
150.
Makes it 150,000. Katie's in an interesting spot now. Maybe wondering if Brad's trying to bluff this pot. I've seen him do it before. Katie really taking some time here to try to figure out the proper play. She calls.
4.
Nice.
I'm gonna see that Brad got there on the river.
Damn, that's really cool to watch.
That puts us at Brad now at 69% of the chips on the table. Now giving him the 2-to-1 chip lead.
Plays on top of the.
Katie's sitting around 18 big blinds.
Oh, check.
Check.
We haven't seen a flop here. Katie's hit 2 pair. It's going check, check.
Check.
Probably trying to sucker Brad into making another bet to try to take a stab at the pot. Looks like she's going to try to get some kind of value. Makes it 60K. Brad makes the correct laydown.
Not gonna fall for the sword in because it can't.
That's fine. Everybody has their preferences, right? I never liked the night game, so.
Looks like Brad's just going to play the button a little bit passively here.
Line.
Katie's got ace 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That is 45,000. 55, sorry.
Making it 55K to go. That sound in the background means blinds are up next hand. 30K with a 15K big blind ante. We're going to start seeing some bigger and bigger pots.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty tame
Look at that. Brad hit a 7 on the flop. Katie has missed.
That is-
She's going to need some help on the turn.
Yeah,
Okay,
on
yeah.
T.
Surprisingly, though, the king actually helps her, gives her some more outs.
But then
Now needs
after,
an
like, a couple
ace,
hours,
10, or
it's
queen.
be like almost like a-
Doesn't get there, though. Brad's 7 is the best hand.
There's a 7.
Checks it all the way down to the river here.
Ace total.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Katie getting ace 10 again, but on the button this time.
We're at 30.
Yeah, 15, 30.
The price of poker has now gone up.
75.
Makes it 75 to go. I'm going to start seeing these players fight for these pots.
Check.
Brad hitting top pair. Katie with ace 10 again. Looking for an ace or a king.
That would be 100,000.
Just makes it 100K to go. Brad shoves all in, putting Katie's tournament life at risk.
Did he?
Wondering if Katie's going to try to maybe make a hero call here.
That's what I was going for.
Feel like you can cut the tension with a bicycle playing card. It is a bit surprising that she is taking this much time to make a decision. It is for her tournament life. Oh no, she looks at her watch. That's never a good sign. It's a good sign that the player just wants to go home.
Okay, let's do it. I gotta go.
And she makes the call. She is going to need some help.
9 ace king.
2 does not help her. There's the king. The king comes down on the river.
Set up 150.
Katie doubles up.
That's gonna be.
Unbelievable. What a river card. Katie hitting that gut shot.
70.
What do I owe? 15, eh?
Yeah.
Looking like Katie now has the chip lead.
Asked me when I played it.
How things can change in an instant.
Dad, give you I'm getting set to head out.
Brad giving Katie a walk.
And I win this huge pot. So then I'm like, okay,
Katie
well,
now
I'm gonna
looks like she
sit down
has
a little bit.
684K. Brad just under 5K. See, Katie and Brad are pretty close for aggression at this table.
No, I took but it's like at the same time.
Both players have been fighting for these
Sit
pots,
here and fold for 3 rounds.
which is just what we want to see in a heads-up match.
There's the king! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Brad poking some fun at me at the
You
commentator.
sell it pretty good, man. I love it.
I try my best, and
I love
it makes
it.
it exciting.
Oh, 100%.
You can be like
Making fun of me over-exaggerating hands.
There's the king!
Guess she's not going to bed yet.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something witty.
That's so funny. Oh, it's on. No, it's on you. Yeah.
Call.
Go ahead.
So Katie flats on the button. Going to see a flop here. There's the king for Brad. Katie completely missed.
Check.
Club now gives Brad a little tiny club draw, but he doesn't need it. He's got the check mark here with just the king.
30.
That's 35.
Katie makes it 35, trying to take a stab at this pot. Brad certainly isn't going anywhere with top pair.
Coordinate. Check.
I wonder if Katie wants to take another stab at it. She's grabbing chips.
You're good.
She fires out a 65K bet. Brad
Pick up your
calls instantly. Takes down that pot.
Did not.
Did not.
You called, Brad?
Yeah.
That pretty much puts both players now at like even stacks.
Like,
It's fine.
Yes.
so it's not.
Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a camera malfunction there.
Yeah.
It's like we lost one of our camera angles.
in there.
Try to make do with what we have
I
here.
like watching these things on here.
Hopefully we can get that camera back up and running here soon. Both players with absolute garbage hands. Whatever player decides that they want to take a stab at is probably going to take down the pot. Katie goes for it. Makes it 40K.
Look pretty foolish. Left with 7 high.
King just brought you right back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Katie with ace 2 on the button.
75.
Making it 75. Brad's got jack 7. He's counting out his chips.
Purple one.
I know I had one.
We're going to see a flop. Going check, check here. Katie was still the best hand here, bottom pair. Makes it 50K. Takes down a pretty sizable pot there. Blinds are really catching up to the stacks.
I mean, sometimes you have to, but she's got all the purples.
I'm wrong.
Okay.
Good question, what
I
is
just wasn't sure if
that?
it was Brad's small blind or.
I call.
Katie ace jack.
75.
Makes it 75 to go. Brad was crushed there.
How'd you crush?
Look at our chip counts here. With all those little pots, Katie's winning with those blinds. It's putting her in the chip lead.
Perfect. When you get towards the end,
Brad had it earlier for a few hands.
just go into the tank for the 40 minutes.
Feel like Katie's going to put some more pressure on here. Makes it 75 to go.
All of it.
Brad shoves all in with King 5 offsuit.
Four.
Is Katie going to decide that this is the time to put it all in?
413 plus whatever is small or big blind.
Because my ante was in. The ante's there.
We got ourselves a 50-50 here.
40, 55. 61.
Looks like
460.
461 here, yeah.
Katie lets it go. Brad taking down that nice
You
pot.
can sit back here, can see what's going on, but you can't see back here.
Oh, yeah.
Like a two-way mirror.
Brad, nice ace jack here on the button now.
80 total.
Makes it 80 total. Gonna take down the blinds. Believe it or not, that's not a bad situation because the blinds are
That, right?
quite large. 15 and 30K.
I'm the.
Big blind is putting in 45K every hand.
Good.
Both players with
Yeah, we're due for a banger.
fantastic hands.
Check.
Like Katie. Is looking for a 9 or a 6 here. Brad hitting his 2 on the turn. Katie's got some outs. 3 gives her a straight.
Deuce.
The deuce is going to take it.
I guarantee you one thing so far, there's not one of those cards that's not reading.
Yep. And that's a good thing.
They're all reading.
Look at the chip stacks here. Both players are pretty even. 20 big blinds for Brad. 18 big blinds for Katie.
Those price brokers don't have.
Winning one big blind hand can pretty much change the course of this heads-up match. And that sound, it means the blinds are going up. Next hand, 20 and 40K. That's going to start hurting their stacks. Katie still with the best hand here with 10 high. Now hitting an open-ended on the turn. But Brad ends up spiking that 8. He also has the heart draw with the 3 of hearts.
35.
Katie firing 35 into Brad on the button. Going to a river. Ooh, there's Brad's 3. He's got 2 pair, but the queens negate his 3. Katie's grabbing sizable stack there.
That was 150,000.
Brad calls instantly. He's going to show the pair of 8s there for the best hand. That's a pretty sizable pot.
Well, 3 didn't change anything, right?
Oh, no, there's just
And we said blinds are up now to 20 and 40K. That hand now put Brad with 73% of the chips on the table. Katie's in 10 big blinds.
Kinda weird, it's all.
Actually, much less than that now that blinds are up. Is this going to be it? Katie's on the button.
That is. Oh shoot, I didn't.
What?
Looks like we're having a little bit of a graphical error here.
Raise the blinds.
Dealer's trying to fix it on the tablet.
Your supper's ready.
Here we go. Katie, pocket jacks. Flat calls on the button. Brad with 9-3. Ooh, there's Katie's jack. She's going to try to slow play here. Try to trap Brad. Looking like it's going to work. Brad just hit an open-ended on the turn. Is Katie going to make him pay full price for this hand? She just slow plays it and makes the call. Brad does not get there. Wondering if he's going to try to take a stab at it. He shoves all in on Katie. Katie snapped calls with her pocket jacks.
Time to bluff. How much do I have?
Katie doubles up.
100.
The stacks are still pretty even.
Well, as much as I'd like to watch this all night, I'm going to bed.
You'll have to wait for the finish, I guess.
Oh man, I want to see it, but like,
100.
I might. There, we guys don't need to worry about anything else.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was a good flop for you. Top set.
Brad's got
And
10-7.
then I turned
Suited
up
on the
and
button.
like, well, we're gonna barrel here.
I think you're 20 more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Katie's still stacking her chips from the last hand.
Check.
10-7 versus Queen 10. Ooh, Brad hit a diamond draw. Katie's open-ended.
40.
It's pretty much a 50-50 still. Brad firing out 40K. Brad's got 12 outs, so we can see at the top of our screen here.
I'm all in.
It's like Katie re-raises to 150K. Brad shoves all in.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
once again. You know what to do, dealer. I call.
Katie calls. This could be it. Got ourselves a 50-50 here.
Straight flush.
Hold the baby.
Both players drawing. Katie has the best hand with a queen high. There's the jack. The queen high takes it.
Don't use
Katie
your cards here, so-
Ends up winning the tournament.
Maybe not. Maybe not according
There's
to this.
150.
Brad ends up hitting second place
I think you got.
Yeah, the tablet says
for a whopping $600.
Or just put that up.
2.
Katie winning the tournament gets $850 for first place. Congratulations to both players.
You got.
What a great tournament.
Barely, but you got me. Good job, Katie.
Good game, guys. Good game.
Nice player handshake to end the night.
I kind of figured.
Paying respects to both of these players. They played phenomenal this tournament.
Three draw, flush draw.
Thank you guys so much for watching All Out Poker's rebuy and add-on tournament. I'm your host and commentator, Dave Frazier. Good night.
Didn't someone joke that you were gonna win it tonight?
Yeah,
When you got
Andrew
here?
did.
Yeah.